A good amount of us knows the show Ghost Adventures. I myself, I do watch that show at times. There are some episodes that I do like. Mostly I just watch it for entertainment because it's rather entertaining. It's like Mountain Monsters, which Mountain Monsters is rather fake. But it's still entertaining. And Ghost Adventures, I'm pretty sure there's some things that are fake and some things that are not. However, they do catch some compelling evidence. I'm not going to argue they do catch evidence that's rather real. Like, oh yeah, that's real. You can't fake that. Most definitely, yeah. I heard a voice that said "Get out" or "Rapido" or "Zach Man." So I do believe a good amount of evidence that they do collect is in fact real. Um, Yeah, so I've watched, episodes of them. I watched the episode where they went to the Cecil Hotel, which, believe it or not, was the inspiration behind Hotel Cortez in Fox in FX's original TV show, American Horror Story Hotel, which stars Lady Gaga as the Countess, and of course she had Matt Bomer, Kathy Bates, Wes Bentley. We're not going to forget them. Yeah, I had no idea that the Hotel Cortez was inspired by Hotel Cecil, and the Cecil Hotel will also house the Night Stalker, Ramirez, I believe that was his last name. I don't, Roman Ramirez, something like that, but he was known as the Night Stalker, who, killed a lot of people. And they went up to his room and everything, and yeah, there was a lot of compelling evidence. Unfortunately, that's where a young woman had passed away, Lisa Negan, I believe that was her name is. Yeah, she had what looked like to be a tragic accident because they found her in the water barrels, in the water tank. Like somehow she made it up onto the roof, which was should not have been easily accessed. Unfortunately, she was able to access it and she met her demise. At the same time, people actually went into the Cecil Hotel to see if that was true, if it shouldn't have been that easy. And unfortunately, it's rather easy for anyone to access it. They did get a lot of heat for that. But yeah, so they went to the Hotel Cortez, excuse me, Cecil Hotel, not Hotel Cortez. That's the show. But they went to the Cecil Hotel, and then they went to various places, such as the Casino Rivera in Las Vegas, because it was due to be demoed, and they felt that it was their mission to go in and help these spirits that are stuck, because it was a casino that was due for demolition. They also went to the Enchanted Forest, which was an amusement park where one of the investigators, Aaron, used to go to, and they went to a haunted house that was a lot of weird things that happened. There's that. They also went to the another episode that I saw was they had gone to Juvenile Hall, which was located in Los Patinos, California, and it was called the Los Patinos Juvenile Hall, which had closed down back in 2019. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Ghost Adventures is that the episodes such as Ghost Hunters Devil Den, where they had gone to the Juvenile Hall, and Skinwalker Invasion, to me they raised a lot of questions. They raised a lot more questions than what was done. So when they went to the Juvenile Hall, someone brought to my attention saying, well, for a place that's been closed down and abandoned, because it closed down in 2019 and they had investigated it back in 2022 where it was aired. Now, someone said for an abandoned building that's been abandoned, it sure looks clean and everything. There's chairs there and everything. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But then again, this was closed back in 2019 due to not many people wanting to get in trouble, so it was shut down. and also due to financial issues. And it was closed back in 2019. And in 2022, the episode was aired. So, I mean, a lot of people say there's a saying a lot can happen in X amount of years. So a lot may have happened between 2019 to 2022, but I don't think, that it would be decrepit and looking all nasty like you see other places. Like, for example, there is a YouTuber called Orban who's an urban explorer, and he goes to abandoned and rundown places in Cleveland, Ohio. And the places he does go to, they've been closed for years. He went to a school. He went to a school twice where people have been known to live there. Believe it or not, he kind of ran into a dangerous situation, which caused for him to run out of there. He even found something that most people wouldn't think about ever finding. They don't think they're ever going to find something like that. And majority of the places he has gone to were, like old and damaged and haven't been used for years and, abandoned. So that's one question. Like I said, I probably may have already debunked it or already answered it. I mean, it was closed down for a good 2-3 years because what was it, late of last year it reopened. So it had been good 2-3 years before it reopened back in 2023, back of last year. So it didn't have enough time to become like those abandoned buildings that have been abandoned for 20, 50, maybe 100 years, There was this one, like, for example, there's this one prison which a group of investigators went, and it was also in California. I don't know where it has a notorious history. It used to house the most dangerous inmates. There is one time that the inmates got control over the facility, took in the guards as hostages, and went as far as ended up killing 2 inmates who were both of color and just so happened to be both named James. These investigators, one investigator, they both had split up. One went to the cells where it would house these 2 prisoners, and he was told that if you were to give them a cigarette, they would indeed, take a cigarette. So he goes, he lights up the cigarette, says, "Hey, James, you want a cigarette?" Puts it on the cell rim, and lo and behold, it starts as if someone is smoking it. And even with the light off and everything, he turned the light back on and actually sees it is indeed as if someone is, in fact, smoking it. There's no one in the cell. I actually saw this on Paranormal Caught on Camera, which is a good show. It's taking people sending their, "Hey, look what I found," and it gets aired on the show, which I have done that, but it didn't work. So, a lot of people were reacting. One of them said that they tried to debunk it, try to do it themselves, and it did not work out like that. He had asked friends of his that were smokers, and they said, yeah, that looks as if someone is, in fact, smoking. The other person, they went downstairs to the basement where they were met with chairs moving and everything. And obviously that's not fake, But that place did look rather abandoned. It looked like it had been cleared out and everything. And I think they said it was back in the 60s or 70s. That's when it shut down after that riot. So, that was rather abandoned, But yeah, like I said, probably because of 2-3 years of it being closed, it didn't have enough time to look like all the other abandoned buildings you may have seen. Like are boarded up or just look like they're falling apart on its own. There's that. This other special that they had called Ghost Adventures Skinwalkers Evasion. Now, like I said, that particular episode raised more questions for me than answers. And how can I say it? Okay, the thing about skinwalkers, I personally do not believe in them. I do not believe in skinwalkers. It is skinwalkers are of Native American legends. They are believed to be shapeshifters, and that in order to become one, you have to do the most horrible thing in order to do that. They will take the forms of many animals. They also have the power to mimic, so to mimic voices and things like that. They are rather malevolent, and a lot of people are, in fact, superstitious of them, which they have their right. But I personally do not believe in them. To me, they're more like the boogeyman, like Baba Yaga, the Kappa, the Oni, the Black Dogs, El Kukui, Bloody Bones, or Rawhide, depending on who you go. If you're from the UK, you will call them Bloody Bones. If you were in the States, you call them Rawhide. And basically, they were the monsters that live in the basement, said to be on a pile of bones. And if you were brave enough to venture into the basement, or at least have a glimpse, you could see them on the pile of bones. Jenny Greenteeth was said to be a boogeyman as well, used as a tactic to keep little kids away from the edges of the rivers, in a way that, so they don't drown, so they don't get in trouble. It was believed that if a child was to go near them, Jenny Greenteeth will grab them and eat them and everything. So, hey, don't go near there or else Jenny Greenteeth's going to get you. So basically, it's a tactic to get kids to behave, because that's what the idea of the boogeyman was. The same thing with Krampus. Krampus. It was a German legend. It was the Anti-Claus, or Santa Claus's evil twin demonic brother, said to take naughty children into the underworld with them and eat them, or beat them with a switch because they were being naughty. So that's what, it's a type of boogeyman to get the kids to behave, which that's what I believe what the skinwalkers are. I don't believe that they're actual entities. I don't I don't think they are actual entities. I don't think they're physical entities. I think they're just a way to get people to behave. I think there's a word for it, but I don't know. If anything, it's like I said, they're not entities. They're not like angels and demons, which I do believe in. I do believe in angels and demons. I do believe in curses. Some superstitions I do believe in, others not so much. I do believe that some cryptids are in fact real. I do believe that aliens are real. There's a good amount of things I do believe in. There's a good amount of things that I do not believe. And the skinwalkers, I personally do not believe in them. I have said their name, skinwalkers, numerous of times. It said that the more you say they're skinwalker, the more it'll come to you. Well, I have said skinwalker so many times. I'm pretty sure I've said it just now many times. I have done it in a way, various ways to do so, and I'm still here. I have not. They said the more you say it, the more they'll come to you. Nothing has happened because I don't believe in it. I'm sorry, I do not believe in it. Now, am I going to be respectful to someone who does? Oh, yes, I'm going to be respectful. Because you have a right to believe what to believe and what not to believe. And not only that, talking about them and reading about them and watching videos about them, doesn't that call them too? It's not like the Ouija board where I won't touch the Ouija board. Oh, I won't touch the Ouija board. Because to me, I feel like the Ouija board is a gateway. Me, I'm one of those people like, okay, if I know that, why am I going to mess around with it? I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm not going to mess around with the Bloody Mary thing. I'm sorry. That's just trouble. I will not touch it. Sorry. I don't care if you give me $1 million. I will not touch it. F that. No. But yeah. Skinwalkers, I really don't believe. I think they're more like how can I say, if a lot of good, if a lot of people did believe in them to a point where they did come to life, that is more of like manifestation, which the mind's a powerful thing. They're more of entities of manifestation rather than actual entities, which that's what I believe in. Manifestation, no, I don't. I personally don't see them like that. Some people do believe, but I think that's the best way I can do because, like, the boogeyman is an entity of manifestation. Why? Because it was a tactic to get people to believe in, especially little children. So that's more of that, more of a boogeyman tactic rather than an actual entity. But yeah, like I said, I had watched Skinwalker Invasion, and like I said, it had brought a lot of questions, and it did answers. Basically, what was going on is they went to, I think it was Arizona or New Mexico. They went to, where's Skinwalker Ranch? Where is Skinwalker Ranch located? What does it say? It's in Utah. Okay, here we go. They went to Utah, and they went to go help this family. And this family happened to be a little ways from Skinwalker Ranch. And one of the sons had gone to Skinwalker Ranch for work. Apparently they had warned him, be very careful, blah, blah, blah. He didn't think it was true. He was mocking and being disrespectful. And when he went back home, a lot of strange things started to happen to a point where it not only affected him, but it affected his father. Now, they go and investigate, figure out what's going on, Also, the land that they were on happened to be once the land of a native tribe. I can't remember what the native tribe was, but it used to be their land. So, he's playing music. Zach goes, when he goes to meet the young man goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that. That calls them, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, if that calls them, then everything else should be quiet, almost like The Quiet Place. Not only that, Zach's one of those people, he likes to be funny, because of course, this is, you're hunting ghosts all the time. Eventually, it gets draining. You just want to smile and everything. So there's that. As at one point of the show, they bring in a shaman named Sean. And it's kind of funny. I'll bring it up in a bit. But they bring a shaman named Sean, and they kind of go in and they find this area where supposedly there is a cave that is said where the Skinwalkers will hang out. And right where they are, there seems to be some sort of offering there. Someone had put, supposedly they put a hit on this family. So they dig it up and they find necklaces and things like that. And so basically they're being hunted down for a reason. Well, the thing of it is, they find it, but it's never brought up again. It's never brought to the family's attention. Hey, do you recognize these items? Do you know do you have any enemies? Do you know who guys you may have pissed off? That's something they didn't bring up. That's something that I want to, like, okay, well, who's doing it? They never brought it up. So it's just like, okay, well, if there was something placed on this family, is it because of what the son did in Skinwalker Ranch? Or was this more along the lines of because they now own the land that once belonged to the Native Americans that had that land? Could it be a descendant of that tribe that's pissed off with them and did that? And just never brought up again. Another thing that kind of raised an eyebrow was when they had brought in another shaman in, and they went to this mountain that had writing on the wall, hieroglyphs. And the gentleman not once ever mentioned Skinwalker, because again, the more you talk about them, the more they said they'll slowly come to you. Well, On his way home with his wife, he said that they had hit one, and it sounded like ice shattering. They stopped and they took pictures of the car, and there's no damage to the car. Well, excuse me, I'm sorry, but no matter what you're going to hit, you're going to have some form of damage to the car, especially when you hit something at full speed. They were describing these skinwalkers as black glowing eyes and 8 feet tall. Well, something 8 feet tall, you're going to have some sort of damage. I'm sorry. Also, if the guy was that superstitious of dealing with skinwalkers or even saying the name, then he shouldn't have come. That's just me. Not only that, the other shaman I have seen on YouTube, and there was a short of these people hunting skinwalkers with them, and they found the skins. Oh, we shot the skins. We must defeat them because this man's life is in danger. So as I'm watching, I'm just like, is this real? Is this not real? And I go to the comment section, and a lot of people were, coming out as someone of, Native American, bloodline, this and that. I'm pretty sure these people got scammed. I'm pretty sure this is fake. A lot of people are like, this is so fake, but yet it's so funny and entertaining. Oh my God, these guys, ate it all up. And I'm like, okay. So that leads more of my skepticism of what skinwalkers are, Sorry, I'm not trying to bag on people. But as I was there, I'm like, oh yeah, I think these guys just got scammed, and that's just me, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, everything is fake until proven otherwise. They did catch some compelling evidence, yes. But then again, the episode ended up changing. It went from skinwalkers to haunting of a house. They brought this medium in, but the medium was a worker of that store that the people had. And they never researched more of the supposed Native American that was all dressed in black. There was a lot of things that was never revisited. There was a lot, like I said, that episode raised a lot of questions than answers. I would like to find an update on that family, because again, like I said, they never brought up that bounty with that family. They never asked them, do you recognize these items? Do you know if anyone that you may have crossed on accident? That's what I would be doing. Like, hey, apparently there's been something going on. We may have found the reason why this is happening when it's happening. We need you to help us help you, like a detective, none of that. Like I said, it raised more eyebrows. It was still entertaining, but it was still like, how much is this is real? I mean, yeah, a good amount of parts are real because they did find compelling evidence, and the other parts are not real. Like they went to the cave, and Sean was like, something's in this cave, and it wants to come out. And then apparently there was a portal in the store, and it was just like, well, if they want to come out, why is there a portal? Obviously, they are coming out. It didn't make sense. I'm sorry, guys. It was still entertaining. It's still a cool show. I watch it here and there whenever it's on TV, whenever I get bored. When it comes to Skinwalkers, I don't believe in it. Don't believe in it. It's like, not only that, they're labeled more as a cryptid. And not only that, they're just as real as the legend. They are a legend that is just as real as the Griffin, as the Phoenix. What else? As Leviathan, it's just a legend. It's just a legend that is used as a scare tactic. Now, will I ever go to Skinwalker Ranch? No, because like I said, I'm not the one. Whether it's real or not, I'm not stupid enough to mess around with it. How can I say? I don't want to dirty the water and drink it later. But to be quite honest, I don't think, at Skinwalker Ranch, there's a show on History Channel that does talk about Skinwalker Ranch. And they have cattle, and I believe they have alpacas there. I think it's just animals messing around, because they are a coyote. Coyotes do exist, predators do exist, things like that. So I think it's more natural causes. Not only that, skinwalkers, the word itself has been thrown about, like the word crazy. It's now like whenever something bad happens, there's always that one thing to blame, like, oh, blame it on global warming. Blame it on politics, oh, blame it on the skinwalkers. Yeah, that's what that is now, it's just like the word crazy. It's being tossed about all the time. Just like the words, I'm not going to say what these words are, but it doesn't take a rocket science to know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, one of these words used to be another way of saying happy. Now it's used as a way to identify someone. The same thing with this other word. This word is now being used as a derogatory way to, call someone, rather negative. When back in the day, that word used to be used as another way to say weird, odd, peculiar. Now that word is like, again, a derogatory word used for someone that identifies as the first word I was talking about. Well, I can't say that word, but the first word used to be happy, and this word used to be another way of saying weird. Unfortunately, is now, oh, well, that's that. Oh, that's that. So yeah, like I feel like the word skinwalker or the name skinwalker is just tossed about. Kind of like the word crazy. It's just being tossed about to a point where the original meaning is now gone. So this entity, this skinwalker is just another way to blame something, like I said. That's why I don't believe in it. I asked someone if they believed, and they said they were on the fence about it because it's just like, is it real or is it not real? And not only that, some of us are not dumb enough to go looking for something that, we're gonna find. I don't believe in it, period. I just, worry that, I'm gonna find something. It may not be that, but it's something way worse. Not only that, like I said, it's like, will I go to Skinwalker Ranch? No. What for? I got no business there, only because I do feel like if there were strange happenings there, I think it's just people, because there are, sick people out there, and there are a good amount of people that hold grudges, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're using that as a disguise, and causing havoc. I wouldn't be surprised at that. Like that movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but the guy would dress up as a werewolf because he believed he was a werewolf. And so when it was found near the end that, we found the werewolf, no, it was a guy, it was one of the townspeople that had a fur coat. And he was killing people because he thought he was a werewolf. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. Someone dressing up as a skinwalker wreaking havoc. Or maybe they truly thought they were a skinwalker. You had some guy was dubbed the Wendigo. This was at a bus stop. This happened on a bus. I think it was a Greyhound bus in Canada. And this guy just all of a sudden started attacking the passenger next to him who was asleep. Started attacking him, and he was walking up and down with, the person's, now dead body going up and down. And almost brandishing it, and people were saying that he was in fact consuming it, almost like a Wendigo, because people believed it was. I was like, no, it's just some dude who lost it, but there you go, oh, he's a Wendigo, what is this? Oh, no, I don't think that at all. And speaking of skinwalkers, it was brought to my attention that they had inspired the Whispers in The Walking Dead. Alright, cool. I would have thought that was their way of trying to get out, try to go through the walkers without being detected. I thought it was some way where you would mask your scent, like, camouflage, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, Skinwalkers, I don't believe. Ghost Adventures, like I said, that episode, I'm not trying to say that Zach and his team are frauds. I'm not trying to, backsass them. Zach, if you somehow managed to watch this video, I hope you made it to the very end. I'm not here to bash you. You guys are cool. Like I said, some of the, a good amount of evidence that you guys do in fact find is compelling. It's just like I said, this episode where you called Skinwalker Invasions, it did raise a lot of questions than it did answers for me, which kind of prompts me even more for me to go, yeah, Skinwalkers aren't real. That's just me, So Zach, if you're watching this, hey, keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing, because I'm pretty sure if you and I met, you will flat out say you and your team are crusaders of the truth. And that is what you were hunting. You were hunting for the truth. And you are looking forward to help those who are affected by it so that they can find a way to have some tool to face it, or at least, know what they're up against, and they have a choice between face it or move on. Which they are. They are crusaders of the truth. They are looking for the truth because the truth is out there, and they want to know what the truth is because they're looking for the truth and they want the truth. So yeah, that's about it. I don't think anyone's gonna reach all the way and watch this whole thing. If they do, awesome, cool, great, guys. If not, well, it is what it is. But yeah, Ghost Adventures was fun. So was Paranormal caught on tape. It's really neat. Yeah, as for Skinwalkers, yeah, I don't believe in them. I think they're like the boogeyman. Yeah. So, like I said, if people do believe in them, I will be respectful. I'm not going to be, a jerk and go, oh, this and that. I'm not going to do that. I mean, come on now. There's a lot of things that I don't want to hear about. I don't want to think about, that I do believe in, that I believe in. So, I'm going to show them the same amount of respect that I would expect. You get what you give. So, I'm always going to be respectful, and that. The only thing I will ever ask is, don't exaggerate it. Don't say it. Don't exaggerate. Because I have seen that before. I'm not going to go into detail of what this was, but I was at a party one time, and so I can't remember what it was. It was some sort of superstition, and they overreacted, over-exaggerated in front of everyone. Well, I saw them again in public, and that word was mentioned again. I want to say it was Macbeth. Because it is said, if you say Macbeth, then the lights go off and everything. Which is another thing. But it was like, and I always said, well, if it's wrong to say Macbeth, then why are you doing the play Macbeth? Oh, well, it's not wrong to say the play. You can do the play as long as you're doing the play and you're saying that's different. But if you say the word outside the play, you can't do that. Really, I think it was Macbeth. Was it Macbeth? It was something. Anyway, it was a said word, and someone said the word, and they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. And I had a front row seat that I saw this, and I was like, "You're joking me, right? You're joking me, right?" I told a handful of people. One of them said, well, they probably didn't want to get embarrassed. How? They acted the way they did in front of a group of people at someone's house. In front of people they don't know. And they didn't want to do it in public. I don't know. That it doesn't grasp me. And I told other people the same thing, one time. And they were like, yeah, that seems like they wanted attention. And of course, they're not going to react in public because they know they're not going to get the attention that they want, which is exactly what happened. They didn't get the attention exactly what happened. They didn't get the attention that they wanted because they knew they weren't going to get the attention. That's why they didn't act like that. They just simply shook their head like, come on, man. Yeah, go away. I hate people. I don't like people when they over exaggerate over certain things. I don't like it. I never did. You know, it's one thing like, hey, be respectful, and it's another thing where just like at that point you might as well say the word over and over again because it's just like, what are you gonna do? You're just doing it for attention. I don't know. That's just me. Um, yeah, that's just me. But yeah, so Ghost Adventures is cool. Skinwalkers, I don't believe in. Paranormal caught on camera. It's pretty entertaining because again, you're having people send in their footage that they found when they investigated stuff, and some of the which are very compelling. Others it raises an eyebrow, and some was just like, I think that's fake. But it's still both these shows are very interesting shows. So what can you do?